Oh, look at that. I am back on air. It must be Monday night. Hey, yeah, look, what do I say? We're still struggling a little bit here at, COVID Central, we'll call it, my little studio here. I'm still waiting on a replacement computer, so I do have to run the show off a laptop, and it struggles to run the program a little bit. So we are going solo again tonight, but I have lots and lots to cover. What do I need to cover? Well, first of all, postcodes. Make sure that you whack your postcodes in to go in the chance to win. We've got a prize pack. We've got some lures here. There's actually 6 lures. I'm too far away from the camera. I don't have 2 camera angles, but there's 6 lures here for the prize pack for the postcode. So all you got to do is stick your postcode in there, and Harry will pick one out at random later on in the night. So then, of course, because we're releasing the last video from the Teams Fishing Australia competition that we were at, the Bluefin fishing team was at Lake Mulwala probably a month ago now. So that's Galvo's donated a prize pack each week for us to do it. So it's a Teams Fishing Australia shirt, pretty cool shirts. He's also given me one I've put up on the wall. We've got a brag mat and a stubby cooler. So that's also, I suppose, a prize on top of our normal prizes. And Harry's wheel tonight, because I'm actually using his laptop to run the show. We didn't do Harry's wheel last night. We've actually worked out how to do it. Harry's going to come into the studio later on. He's going to run out and spin the wheel and come back and tell us who won. So all you'd have to do is obviously ask a question to go in the draw to spin the wheel and win one of those great prizes out there. As I said, we've got a lot to cover, I'm hoping for a really high interaction night tonight with lots of questions coming in. You guys can ask me basically anything you want. If I want to answer it, I will bring your question up on the screen and we'll go over it. There's obviously letting yourself out there for some super, I suppose, questions to come in. So I'll answer as many legitimate questions as I can. We do have to do the big shout out, obviously, or the Wyangler Cod Classic was run on the weekend. Bruce does a wonderful job. That's an awesome comp. I was unable to get to it because of COVID restrictions and everything else to be able to work in a caravan park. I'm not allowed to leave the sort of border bubble area, so I couldn't get up to it. It was such a shame. I believe it was tough fishing, but the last 2 years, bridesmaids finally got over the line, and they're having a stellar season, you would say, in the circuit. So the Skiers boys, congratulations, guys, on your effort up there for finally getting your first place. And, you're cracking through it. So well done to the Skiers boys for their first place up there. Guests on the show, been on a few times. We've got Elion, Scott, Brett, Luke, Shane, g'day. Who are we else? Neil, Nevin. G'day, Daryl. How you going, mate? COVID's in lockdown now up there. David, how you going? Looking forward to tomorrow, going over to check out Mulwala and give my Tourette a bit of a run. I haven't been able to water test it yet. We've had, as I said, work and rain. So I have put the install videos and the unboxing of the Tourette on my Facebook page. You can watch those videos while I get over there over the next 3 days. If it's not raining, I'll get the cameras out and get some footage for all the guys that were interested to see how it goes. And if you've got any questions about that, I can answer them for you. Elion, I worked out what was wrong with the computer. I took it up to a computer expert, and it was pretty much fried. We had a big storm here, and it cooked the motherboard and everything else. So pretty much done. G'day, Kev, Reese, Kim, we've got Jason, we've got Danny. Who else have we got? Greg, Glenn, Trent. We've got heaps of people on. Reese. As I said, don't forget prizes, three different prizes tonight. G'day, Brian. Kyle, we've pretty much scrapped Yielden because of the weather, so going to go over to Mulwala for a bit of a look, and I've heard that Mulwala is cracking at the moment. So looking forward to that. All right, let's go. So what have I got? Give us some questions. Obviously, questions will keep the night flowing. I have got day 3, the final day video, which I'll play towards the end of the show. And yeah, the release, I think it's come up well. So the 3-part series will be released on the Teams Australia Fishing YouTube page. So you can go back and watch it at any given time. But as I said, I am looking for questions on anything you want to ask tonight. It's we need an interactive show to make sure that it runs for, well, at least 10 minutes. The more questions you have, the more answers I can give. So let's crack into a few and see what questions come through. But as I said, don't forget about the prizes we got tonight. Questions, we've got the Teams Fishing Australia shirt, brag mat, and stubby cooler. We've got the 6 lure pack for the postcodes, and we've got Harry's wheel later on as well. Daryl, yes, we are allowed to fish at the moment. We're not in any sort of formal lockdown, but we've got to stay with what they call a border bubble. So that was probably another reason why I didn't want to head down to Eildon at this point in time, to be able to cross over the border and get supplies and stuff. We need to stay within that bubble. All right, let's go back to this is a good one. Trent, how you going, mate? Thanks for the question. What's your favourite dam to fish and why? Let's break this question down into probably some species for you. If we're talking Australian bass, obviously I'm a big freshwater fisherman. So if we're talking Australia bass, I am definitely doing Kenya in Queensland is probably my prime bass dam. Love it up there because bycatch in the Saratoga and some big yellows in that place make it really worth fishing. But those fish pull like river fish. So in a way of dams to fish for bass, it is definitely 100% Kenya. For golden perch or yellow belly, can't go past Windermere in New South Wales. For sure, it is the big yellow dam. But I'm hoping to break the 620 mark and get one of them out of Hume this year. So Lake Hume is a bit of an underdog for big yellow belly. But Windermere is my favourite. And if you're fishing for cod, it is definitely Lake Mulwala. So you know, you see these big girls coming out of there over the winter months, but during the spring and summer and all the other times that you're not locked down, Mulwala, you can catch fish all year round. So that'll give you my 3 dams. Cod is Lake Mulwala. Windermere is my yellow belly, and Kenya definitely for bass. So thanks for that question, Trent. Let's go through and find some more questions. Jason wants to know best bang for buck 2K. Yeah, so look, Jason, I'm hoping actually to defer you for this, I suppose, question to my motto is always buy the best you can possibly afford. I'm not a brim fisherman in general. But I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks to have the few of the Dial boys on again. We had them on before, and I'll just get you to, I suppose, hold on to that question until the Dial boys come on, if you want, and have a crack at them if you want to know about the Dial stuff. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks when the computer's right, I've had people lined up to do the show. But unfortunately, with the two-way transfer and whatnot, my computer processing power is not high enough. So that's why we're going solo again tonight. So, Jason, I'll defer you for a couple of weeks. Just keep watching the updates and you'll know when the Dial boys are on. I'm looking forward to getting them on again. Elion, what are the chances that Somerset will go ahead with COVID cases in different states? Look, it's still a long way out. COVID's a day-by-day sort of scenario, and it's all related to, you know, the local governments and what they want to do. So at this stage, I can't see why it wouldn't go ahead. But, it's all up to the government to work out what they're going to do on those ones. That's for sure. All right. Somebody's sending me messages. Let's see who this is. All right. So what have we got? Some more questions. Do I do much craying? Well, definitely not this year. I haven't. Harry and I love to go out craying. We've got a couple of little spots that we do really well in. So definitely, if you've got any craying questions, happy to answer them. We generally don't keep any. I think 2 years ago we kept a couple for a feed, so Harry got to try them. But Harry just loves to catch them. The videos are up on my YouTube pages of last year and the year before a cray opening. We didn't get to do it this year because of different circumstances and whatnot, but still want to get a trip in before the cray season closes again. That's 100% sure. So Daryl's given us another question. As I said, keep pumping the questions in. I'll try and answer them as quick as I can. If anything, what's on the chew locally? So, Daryl, I can't remember exactly. I think you're based out of the Sunshine Coast. So, for here, the redfin is still going at Hume. Hopefully, that's my local report. Big cod at Mulwala, that's where we're going there, and Hume still for the redfin. I know from other mates up in Queensland, Boondooma has been fishing quite well, my old stomping ground. So the fish are starting to come on the chew in Boondooma, so that'll be a spot to go out and check. Mitch wants to know thoughts on swim baits for cod fishing in the river. Yeah, for sure, mate. I don't probably underutilise in the river. I think the main reason that is, or I'm 100% sure the main reason that a lot of people aren't using swim baits in the river systems is the expense of them. When you're throwing, $50 lures and above into the snaggiest stuff you can with flow, you do tend to get hung up a fair bit. So, I think the general consensus would be people are a bit scared to throw those swim bait lures into those gnarly areas. But what I've found is they work just as well in a river as what they do in a dam. So if you're not frightened to lose a bit of gear, I'd definitely be throwing them. But with most Murray cod in the river systems, don't forget that they can be at times sitting out in the ends of the trees, not up. So a swim bait swum through the ends of the trees can be a really dynamite bait for sure. Neil wants to know, how long have I had the bluefin bass boat now? Yeah, sure. It's nearly going on 16 months, I think it is now, and definitely haven't had a problem with it at all. I'm really still enjoying it. I've to the extent of where I've been able to put that boat where I would never have put my fiberglass boat is actually 100% amazing. Where I'm not scared to put that boat into different areas. I can get it into shallow water, the single axle trailer and the fuel money it's cost. It's definitely been a great investment for sure. I love my little pocket rocket, and if you look at any of the videos that I've put out, it's just such a stable platform to fish off. I'm looking forward to the next 2 years and whatnot. I don't think I would upgrade. I know there is talk behind the scenes of even a bigger one than the 530 maybe coming into Australia. But at this point in time, I love me pocket rocket, so I can't talk highly enough of them for sure. And that 115 Pro XS on the back is just absolute beast of a motor. And they're just a match made in heaven for sure. But thanks for the question, Neil. If you want any specific questions answered, feel free to PM me, because I am an ambassador for the Bass Pro, so I can answer specific questions or get the answers for you anyway on my Corey Sam fishing page, that's for sure. Next comp coming up. These questions are awesome. Keep them coming, guys. I'm loving it because it makes the night flow on nice and easy for me. So The next one coming up for me is Lake Ngambie. It is a Central Victorian lure casters comp. I'm going over there to fish with my brother and a couple of his mates. Hopefully I can talk Harry into coming to that one. They're just such a great event. Love fishing the Central Victorian lure casters comp. So that's at Ngambie. There is talk that the water is chocolate milk, but I'm not too fussed about that. Fish will still bite if you put a lure in front of their face. That's why they have a lateral line and don't just rely on their eyesight. So yes, we've had lots of rain, so the water most places is a bit in the chocolate stage, but that's where the next comp is. That's what I'm looking forward to. Greg wants to know, do I fish much at Hume? Have you ever caught redfin in there? Yes, mate, 100%. I suppose I've been in Wodonga now for nearly, going on 3 years now. And it was a bit of a hoodoo dam. Rick Doyle gave me the hoodoo and said, it was very hard to learn where to fish. And with being such a big waterway, it did take me a while to nut out. But lots of redfin this year. I've caught lots and lots of redfin this year. They've been going off their heads. You pretty much catch them off any tree out there this year. Haven't caught a cod out of Hume yet, but definitely trout and yellowbelly. Chase all the species. I'm not too precious, so I will troll for trout. I see the trout are on the chew at the moment. I think they're flatlining for those. Reddies are still going in the trees. That's 100% sure. And it is dynamite for big yellers. And it wasn't until a young fella I got a hold of through my Facebook page, Jake Hill, took me out, give me some tips and made sure that I was doing the right thing, and I've been able to start nailing them for sure. That's 100%. There you go. Mick's answering a question from earlier on. The ATC 100 would be a good reel for the reel. I take it that's in the thread. Central Victorian lure casters. No, there's no cap on how many boats can enter, but definitely going up, staying in the park. So if you get there, mate, make sure you come over and say good day. That's for sure. Darryl wants to know what crays we get down here. The Murray River cray or spiny crayfish. I'm not one of those guys that can answer the actual scientific name. And without the computer, I can't bring a photo up. But just look up Murray River crayfish, Darryl, on the old Google, and you'll see them for sure. That's it. Shane's given me a cheeky one here. Any tips for fishing the Ngambie in a couple of weeks? Definitely 100% get there for sure. I don't think it's going to be as bad as, all the naysayers are out there. It's social media can be a pretty petty sort of thing, and you've just got to be careful that you do not listen to all the hoo-ha, just like it was tough fishing at Wyangler on the weekend, but the skiers boys were able to get a couple of fish. It was persistence, their time on the water. So those guys that do the water for sure will be there. I think it's unfortunate to say, but maybe the trolling in those deeper channels might help. But yeah, we'll see how that all pans out. I don't want to give away too much on that one. Scott wants to know if I fished Hinds Dam. Scott, yeah, many years ago I fished Hinds. It's been a long time since I've been there. But yeah, it's a beautiful bass dam. It can fish extremely well on the surface. Jerk baits will work there. Definitely don't rule off old school Jackal TN 50s and 60s, spinner baits, stuff like that. A lot of people forget that, these trends do go through and they forget about stuff. So never rule out some of those old school techniques that work for sure. we've had a couple of electric guys on the show. Probably worth giving them guys a bit of a shout out if you want to know some insides out on him. That's for sure. Harry has sent the message before that I got. Harry was sending me through the postcode winner. So just looking it up. And the postcode winner of the 6 lure pack this week is Daryl Livermore. So these are drawn out by random. Harry sits inside on his iPad, watches all these postcodes come through, and Daryl is actually the winner of that. So, Daryl, what you need to do is send me a personal message with your address so I can send those 6 lures to you. There's some cracking lures in that pack too. So, well done, Daryl. Just write this in so I don't forget. Oh, it's very hard to talk for an hour. Pretty happy with the questions, though. Keep them coming. All right, Kev. Yes, you would have. You've been in the boat. You know that I'm a bit in the old school. I'm an old fella, so old school. But my, I suppose I've got Langers to blame for this. A few years back, I haven't actually been a huge country fan all my life, but Langers got me onto a few of the country songs. But you know. Any of those fishing-related songs that the country stuff, there's not a probably specific one that helps out. But I do believe that Jimmy Barnes always brings a bite on. So a bit of old school cold chisel or Jimmy Barnes doesn't go astray either. Glenn... Listen, Glenn, you have to check your local guides and rules and regulations for that. Nagambie was in the actual bubble last time, so definitely I'll be checking that out before I leave. Everything changes, so no use looking it up now, and everything changes in the meantime. So get onto the health department's website and just make sure that the bubble is not affected. I'm pretty sure this time it'll be different because you're actually staying within Victoria, and Victoria is not a red zone, or orange zone, or any of the coloured fucking zones that they call them. It would be if you went through New South Wales and further up would be a bit of an issue. So that's the way it goes with that one. Just check it out, but I'm pretty sure you'll be fine to leave this end as long as you're on the Victorian side. I'm not 100% sure. You'll have to check out what the New South Wales rules are. Patrick wants to know what my favourite go-to lure is for Lake Mulwala. Well, for sure, I've put these videos out before. Most times when I go to Mulwala, I straight up have a Bassman spinnerbait on, probably in the Codman series. I will have a Jackal dozer tied on, and definitely a stumpy of some shape, size. Probably start off with a purple. Of late, I've added a lure to that, so I would have 4 rods on my deck, and definitely throwing the Bone Focus 130, which you'll see more. Got us 5th place at Mulwala, which the video will show you later on. With that one, we caught, I'm pretty sure, all of our cod on the Bone Focus 130, so that's a new one in there. If you haven't got one, get it in your kit for sure. So, yeah, spinnerbait, reaction bait like the dozer, definitely a stump jumper. They just work so well, and the Bone Focus 130. So that would be my go-tos for sure for Lake Mulwala. Daryl again. I'm just going one by one, so I make sure I try and get everyone tonight. I don't want to try and skip. I missed a couple of questions last week and got into trouble. Yeah, look, Hume's gone down a little bit. The plug had to be released at some stage, and it's gone down a little bit, and it's come up a little bit. So it's sort of, I would hope to see a little bit more, but definitely haven't caught a cod in there yet. Yes, definitely heaps of trout being caught there. You can see them on Facebook, flatlining. Thanks, Dale. All right, Jason wants to know biggest ready for this sort of trip back to Victoria. I've only been back for sort of 3 years, so in the sense of readies, I haven't caught a lot of big ones this season. Maybe low 40s would be, but we've got a bag of them and a feed of them. Haven't caught any of those stonking redfin out of Hume yet. It's been very hard because the little ones, those 20s to 25s, if you drop a soft plastic down, that's basically all I've done is a soft plastic or a blade down the shaft of a tree, and pretty much it's getting hit on the drop. So yeah, not big fish. I haven't either targeted them either. It's been go out, get a feed, and come home. So haven't spent long periods of time on the dam this year, just because tournament fishing does take a fair bit in my time, and I've got to spend some time at work. Apparently, they tell me. Daryl again, yeah, native crays have a season, so it's generally the winter months. The old saying was after the first frost. That's how they used to always chase them, but it's the 3 months of winter that you're allowed to take them. And I'm pretty sure I can't remember the actual size of the shell, but you're only allowed to take 2 per person per day. And that's in possession as well. So that includes what's at home. But check your local regulations. Never say the cap told you, because they won't believe you. Galvo, there you go. There's a hint up. Goulburn River was dirty at Ngambie yesterday, but located plenty of fish during a sounder session. So there you go. So still plenty of fish out there. All right, what's Declan got to say? Always scared of questions. Is there a trick to getting the line catch on the reel? Not sure. I will actually understand that question. I'll have another read of that in a minute. Declan, I'll get back to you on that one. All right. Oh, hang on. Wrong question. I've got my brother on there. He's asking a question. Have you ever used live bait, example yabbies, worms, trolling or casting, or combined with... No, I don't generally or have combined bait and lures at any time. Obviously, a huge lure fisherman because I fish tournaments. I do love to bait fish. And I do love to go and chuck a rod in the water and, leave some chicken. I've got a secret recipe for my chicken that Harry caught his meter 14 on. Obviously use the cheese, but haven't used baits with trolling. Obviously, it's not allowed in a comp, so I haven't tried it in that sort of vein. But obviously, it does work. You look at the trout fishermen for years with their cowbells, throwing their leader out and just trolling a big scrubby behind it. Can't see why it wouldn't work. Did see Rod McKenzie during the week put a picture up of actually a boiled egg in some netting on his hook. Using eggs has been one of my things that I've wanted to do for years, but couldn't work it out. So if you don't know how that works, have a look at Rod McKenzie's Facebook page. That's a good one. Thanks for the question, Glenn. Neil wants to know, what's your opinion on playing loud music on the boat to attract fish? Look, I'm not against being loud in general in the boat. You've got to, I suppose, allow the fact that sometimes you just need to be quiet. As Rod McKenzie said on the show, And hopefully in a few weeks we can get Rod back to talk about cod fishing and how quiet you can need to be sometimes with those river fish. But I think in general with some of the fish, say in Lake Mulwala or Copeton, Eildon, where boat noise is just a general thing for them. You know, when you've got your ski boats. I know with bass at Boondoomba, we used to go and sit out in the main bay and have the skiers skiing around us and still catching bass. So noise can be too far. It can work against you and it can work for you. I used to, as I said, I've got this superstition with Jimmy Barnes. We were back in the trolling days. I used to troll a lot. And every time, you know, I'd have the stereo cranked up and Jimmy Barnes would come on, we'd get a strike. So we reckon it was Jimmy Barnes that did it. So you just got to play it by ear, Neil, and work out the scenario for you. Sometimes I'll just put the headphones on and listen to my music, so I'm a little bit more stealth, shallow water and stuff like that for sure. Shannon, when am I getting the skiers boys back on? Well, yeah, when I can. Obviously, they're great to chat to. I love to chat to them. I was hoping to catch up to Wyangler, have a few beers, get them back on the show. We'll probably get the next month out of the way and maybe get them back on before we go to Windermere for the teams fishing or just after Windermere and have another chat with them. But definitely on the cards there. They've got an open invite on this show. I love chatting to them, and they're full of knowledge, so everyone gets to sort of pick their brains, which is good. What's my biggest cod out of Eildon? Still never caught a cod at Eildon, but I have only fished there once since I've been home and found out that it is a massive waterway and ran out of petrol. So that was in my old boat before I upgraded to the little pocket rocket. So that's tell you how long ago since I've been to Eildon. Kyle, is the Duff Rods competition still running? It's kind of is, and we're just, I suppose, we were really disappointed with the amount of entries we did get. I'm going to get Duffy on the show in a few weeks' time, have a bit of a chat to him, and we might go through and see if we can re-announce it and rerun it for another period of time. Because obviously, when you've got guys sponsoring stuff like this, and Duffy's put up a custom-made fishing rod of your choice to win it, and literally we've had 3 entries for the competition. So 3 good entries too, by the way. But maybe we made the entries a bit hard, so we might look at what we can do with that. I really don't want to give away a custom-made fishing rod just for the sake of it without giving Duffy his dues, because he's the one that's donated that to the show. So I didn't get to your question last week, but hopefully that helps you out. We'll talk in person if you've got a problem with that. Obviously, I'm just a little show. I don't have hundreds of dollars just to kind of give away for stuff like that. So I'll see if we can re-release it, maybe add your entries too and get a couple more. But I really feel like I'm letting Duffy down by giving away a rod for 3 entries, that's for sure. So I'll work on an answer for that one for you. Dale wants to know what's my favourite bone fishing rod. Dale, I want to tell you a story. My favourite bone fishing rod is actually just gone in the bin. I love all of the Drago series. I've got a few of each of the Drago series, and while we were at Mulwala, I made probably one of the rookie errors of my life, which, by the way, I should say, I'm going to call this my entry into the Matthew Langford Stuff Up Award, donated by Dave Lawson. I actually put the rod down on the deck, netted the fish, put the net down. I always leave the fish in the water and have the rod across the beam of my boat. Well, I didn't actually put it across. I tripped over it, stood on the net. The handle of the net was across my favourite Drago rod, and it snapped it in the middle. So I've actually been corresponding with Bone and trying to see if because that was one of the discontinued rods, and I'm trying to see if he's got a spare one that he can send over to me. So, yeah, to answer your question, I don't have one particular favourite. I just the full Drago series has been absolutely brilliant since I got them. So I'm not one of those guys that can name you ins and outs and whatnot. I just grab what I'm told to grab by the specialist. So when I need a rod, I'll talk to a guy like Stephen Booth, and I'll say, this is what I'm going to be throwing. This is what I'm throwing, and he will tell me which rod to use. But yeah, definitely that was my rookie error. Daryl, yes, I do eat the redfin. That's for sure. Shannon, I don't actually know what fish caught the biggest cod. I haven't talked to the guys yet, so yeah, we'll maybe somebody's in watching the show, and they can have a look at it. So yeah, I'm not actually sure what caught it at Y-Angler at this stage, but I'll get back to you, try and get an answer, and I'll send you through a message for that one. Daryl again, drop shot rigs are so underutilized in Australia. When people start to work them out, there's something that I haven't really delved into a lot either, but they are a very, very successful bait if you know how to use them. So don't underestimate them for sure. Don't forget, I've still got 2 more prizes to give away. Daryl won the postcode prize. We've got the Teams Fishing Australia pack, which is the brag mat, the shirt, and the stubby cooler. And I'll get Harry out later on, and we'll do the wheel, and we'll see who wins the wheel. That's for sure. And we'll go from there. Ed's saying that it was a mag draft, so maybe that's for sure. Ed, I'm going to get to your question now. Are you planning a trip to Windermere and Glenbourne before the Teams Fishing Australia events? Yes, definitely am. I'm hoping to get up to Windermere. I've got a crazy calendar for the next couple of months. It's absolutely. I'm going to be all over the place. I've got as we know, we've got a trip to Somerset. That's going to be hopefully going ahead. So I'm going to have to get to Queensland for that one. I've got Windermere and Glenbourne for the Teams Fishing Australias. I've got to pre-fish both of those as well. I've also got an engagement party in Queensland to go to. So it's crazy travel over the next. I've got to get to Eildon for a Central Vic comp as well. So crazy couple of months coming up travel-wise, but definitely I'm going to get to Windermere and Glenbourne. If you want to know the dates, just send us a PM, and I can meet you there and whatnot. Jason has said I've been trying chicken and cheese and for Murray's, but the craze have been smashing. Yeah, look, one thing I suppose what you've got to look at, especially in this time of the year, the crays are out and they're going to eat anything that is on the bottom, and that makes it hard. I suppose you can try and get that bait up off the bottom, out of reach. So if you've got the opportunity to or know how to tie a long dropper on a paternoster rig, you've got to use a fairly heavy weight when the water's moving a lot. But get that bait up off the bottom so it's not sitting on the bottom and it's out of reach of the crays. That can help. It's not going to stop them, but it can definitely help. That's for sure. And generally, I think live baits like yabbies and stuff don't get as smashed at this point in time with the craze when they're running. So just maybe you can try that, mate. just go through. I'm gonna have to take a drink. I haven't got my CCs tonight. I'm only on the pure blondes tonight. What time we got? We're getting close. We might have to do Harry's wheel. Don't forget the questions. I'm going to pick a question for the wheel, and I'm going to pick a question for the Teams Fishing Australia. And we are releasing the final day at Mulwala. So let's see if I can find. Trent wants to know what my favourite fishing technique is for shore. Let's go with, for Murray cod, it is definitely spinnerbaits. For, I suppose, bass, it's spooning. I just love spooning. So that's you take that how it comes. Come over, Harry. You're right. You can jump in. You don't have to sit over there.
Oh, I was waiting. Hello.
Daryl, I'm going to try this. Everyone that doesn't know, here's Harry. So Harry's going to normally spin the wheel for me live on camera so everyone can see it. So Harry's actually going to go out and spin the wheel in a minute. Don't pull on that, mate. Old desk will fall down. I built this. So, yeah, Harry will spin the wheel in a minute. We'll find out what the answer is. I'm just going through. So that's my favourite technique is spooning for bass. Definitely spinnerbaits. I love that spinnerbait bite for cod and yellows for sure. There's a fair bit going on with the feed for the there you go, mix on. So Ansel use the mag draft. There you go. So Mick used the mag draft. So that's pretty cool for him to give you that information. Thanks, Mick. Here's a good one. All right. What was it?
Hello.
Oh, everyone's saying hello. There you go.
Hello.
Look at that. You just keep watching down there, and I'll keep reading the questions because I'll have to get you out to do the wheel in a minute. So Jared wants to know, do you think the guys who don't run forward-facing sonar will get left behind in comps? No. We talked about this a little bit last week. I don't think you get left behind for sure. For the guys that are using it and using it successfully, it's taken them a long time to learn it. That is one part of it. But two, it's not all about forward-facing sonar as the only way to catch fish. I know guys that use forward-facing sonar that still don't catch fish. So it's not the be-all and end-all. It's being able to use your noggin and make sure that what you're actually throwing is the right thing and paying attention. It will teach us more for sure, but you don't actually necessarily have to do it. As per say, for the video I'm about to play in a couple of minutes' time, Benny and I went out there with no forward-facing sonar. We moved from 35th to 2nd overnight, going into the last day in 2nd place, and ended up missing the top 2. We were never going to catch the skiers, boys, but we could have finished in the top 2, not using forward-facing sonar, and ended up with a 5th place $4,000 check. So
I'm going good.
Yep, you're going good. There's a few questions in there.
I just answered a question.
You just answered the question. That's good. All right. Thoughts on a bass event at Glen Maggie? Taj, yeah, look, 100%. I'd be in for it, but I get shot for even bringing this comment on. I know some people down there that really trying to keep Glen Maggie a bit of a secret. If the guys that were blown away by AWT coming to Blue Rock this year, 100%, getting to Glen Maggie is something that needs to happen for sure. I am 100% sold on Glen Maggie as a bass fishery, and somebody's going to shoot me for saying that. That's 100%. Got a heap of guys saying hello there, girls. Auntie Sue's on there. Look.
Yes, hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, I outfished you.
There you go. Do you want to answer that one? It's great to see father and son fishing teams. Has Harry outfished me at all?
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. Not just in comps, but as I said, we do love to bait fish, and he is still beating me for Mulwala. My biggest is just over a metre at Mulwala, and his biggest is 1.14 metre. So, yes, he has outfished me for sure. All right, let's go. I am going to get Harry to go out and spin the wheel in a second, but we've got to pick a winner here, Harry. So, and they're going to have to. Hang on. Hang on. You want that one? All right. We'll give it to that one for your spin the wheel. So it was Nevin. So Nevin Althos, you're the winner. What you need to do, Nevin, is comment in the box for Harry to spin the wheel. And when you have actually commented in the comments that you want Harry to spin the wheel, I'll send him out. But until you've actually commented, we can't say that you've won that. So Harry's wheel is going to be sight unseen. He's going to come back and tell us who is actually the winner of that. Then I am going to play you a short video. Goes for about 6 minutes. It's the last day of the fishing comp at the team's fishing event, and we'll pick a winner for the last prize of the night. No, we still haven't got a comment yet. Harry's wheel. There we go. Spin the wheel, Harry.
I told you.
All right. Nevin was on there. So you go out and spin the wheel and come back and tell us who's won. Or actually, you should say what he's won. Oh, I think you should give it a spin, buddy. You'd all laugh if you actually seen my setup here, what's actually behind the camera and you know, in the other room, the big wheel. I can hear it spinning. I think we have a winner. This is riveting TV, isn't it?
Is this the real spinner?
Yep. So what was
James Doyle.
All right. So Ricky Doyle, big sponsor of the show, has done for the last 2 years, and it is actually a spinning reel. So there you go. I'm not 100% sure. Harry's got to do his little dance because he's got to do his dance each week. So you're the winner of the reel. That spot was sponsored by Jones Doyle Plumbing. Ricky Doyle does a lot behind the scenes for all the fishing around here. So that's really, really cool. As you can see here, Harry's got the right height hat on. That's the one that was sent over from the States. He's going to do a little dicky knee there. So that was Nevin. So well done, Nevin. If you can send me your details, I will send this reel up for you. All right.
Okay, bye.
See you, Harry. Thanks very much.
Bye.
School holidays, you don't have to go to bed, so you can go in and watch the rest of the show. All right, Elion.
Bye, everyone. I love you all.
Love you all. There you go. That's really cool. It's the Yeti microphone right here, Elion. That's what I use, and it's the Logitech 920 camera. So, listen, I'm going to have to play this video. It is day 3. I hope you enjoy it. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I can get the actual guy from Mad Lane Media Lane on to actually do this show and tell us all about what editing programs and stuff that he likes. So let's just get this all loaded. And this is actually day 3 of Lake Mulwala with the Bluefin Fishing Team. We got the cameraman on board. So we've released the first 2 videos. This is the 3rd one. It will be up on my Facebook and the Bluefin Fishing Team Facebook page tomorrow, but I'm going to bring this up and hopefully you enjoy.
Alright, it's day 3, Lake Mulwala Teams Tournament. Bill, myself, and Kev sit in 25th place. Cap and Ben in 2nd. At the moment, leaderboard is extremely tight, so it's pretty much anyone's game. Guess Cap and Ben, giving an example of it yesterday, going from 35th to 2nd with four cod and some yellows. So, you know, it's going to be down to the last second.
The thing that we've got to keep each other on track on today is that if we miss a fish or you don't get the bite, don't get carried away and power fish,
Just keep it slow.
Got to keep it slow. We've got to keep each other in the game and keep it slow.
Color in her eyes, softness of her skin. No words need be spoken. That's what drew me in. If I won't be down the empty road that is dimly lit by a fading moon, she had
Yesterday we caught them on the bone focus 130s. It didn't matter. We chopped and changed the colours, but we seemed to find that I don't know, the fish were in close on structure, but we wanted to throw a little bit bigger lure to entice bigger fish, but even the smaller fish were hitting it. So we didn't have to sacrifice anything and go back to smaller lures with continuing to throw the 130. So it worked out really well for us yesterday. It's such a unique lure that you can, the different toe points and that on them, bone limb, everything that he does, it's just for so many different purposes. So you can buy one lure that does 10 different things. With the 130, you can run them like a glide bait tying off the first, or you've got 3 toe points on the top to change how it vibrates, and you can roll them really, really slow and get the vibration to change. So the 130s worked for us for the cod, and then we went up what everyone does and did some plastics in the trees. That's a staple when you're yellow belly fishing.
She had all of me. She had all of me.
So we're in the top 5 now. So in 5th spot we've got Chewin the Fat with Corey and Ben. So total of $492, and they'll take home $4,000. Well done, guys.
Red wine flowing through our veins. We drink in this moment and hope it remains. We're children of the night with the idea that love.
Well, the wrap up from the weekend was obviously we dropped from 2nd place back down to 5th place, but we were really happy with the result. We didn't actually think we'd quality field like that we'd actually finish in the top 10. So we went out, we upgraded a couple of small upgrades today. They were only sort of 4 or 5 centimetres. So it was we just couldn't find those bigger fish. We got our bag, and that's always a start in tournament fishing. You want to catch your bag. We did that, and that had us sitting pretty at the end of Saturday night, but with the other teams not having their yellers in the bag, all they had to do was go out and catch 4 or 5 yellers, and that would have got them over the line. So no, Benny and I fish well together. We've had some really good results, so we're just looking forward to Windermere, the team's fishing around at Windermere in a couple of months' time. So yeah, we're going to crack that. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that video. As I said, it took a fair bit of effort to get Lane down from Queensland and come and film the 3-part series for us on the Teams Fishing Australia. What a great competition. You can see the skiers boys won it. They won their 25 grand. I'd love to have been on that road trip back up to or Parks or Forbes or wherever it is the boys are based at these days. Would have been quite a good trip. But Benny and I, we did win our little $4 check for 5th place. We couldn't hold on overnight, that's for sure. But we tried and cast our asses off on that last day. But yeah, if you look at the scores, they were live scores, and we were very, very close to moving up the ladder. Just you know, that's fishing, and don't put it down to forward-facing sonar. We caught lots of fish on the 2nd and 3rd day, and very happy with our 5th spot in a field of that big. So let's go through, make sure I've covered everything. If you want to rewatch that video in high res, it'll be up on all the YouTube pages and Facebook tomorrow morning when I get a chance to load it. Hope all the audio went up the same, because I said the computing processing power is a bit of a shame. So I've got to give away the Teams Fishing prize for tonight, and it is the shirt, the stubby cooler, and the brag mat. And we've chosen it is Shannon Pumper on Facebook. So if you can send me through in a personal message to my Kurdistan Fishing page with your address, I'll get that posted out to you, Shannon. So that's Shannon Pumper. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I am a bit blind when it comes to that. Nevin, you were the winner of Harry's Wheel with the reel, and a 6 lure pack to Daryl. I've already got his message. So don't forget, in the next few weeks, we will be releasing the Junior Ambassador program. So Bill won the Senior Ambassador program last year, and he's been able to get a part of the Bluefin Fishing team and get down here and do some stuff. We're hoping to, keep working on that, and we're going to have a junior program. It's going to have a boat, a couple electric motors on it maybe, and let's look at all different avenues to get juniors into the sport, whether it's a father-son team, as was talked about earlier on in the show, who knows. But keep an eye out for the Junior Ambassadors Prize. The Pay It Forward campaign, you might have think it all stopped. I actually found, now the person wants to remain anonymous at this stage, but I actually found somebody to donate some product to for the Pay It Forward campaign way over there in WA. So I hope that parcel turns up this week for you, mate, and you enjoy getting out on the water. As I said, congratulations to the skiers, boys. I'm looking forward to getting over to the Gambie for the Central Vic Lure Casters and the next comp up at Windermere for the Teams Fishing. Looking forward to that. Hopefully I can get to Somerset for the ABT. If you're looking for other live stream shows, ABT Live is on tomorrow night. Got a fair bit on tomorrow night, I think. They said earlier on they got Callum Munro on the show, so it'll be a good one to ask some questions for. Good prizes to give away. Hopefully next week I'll be able to bring you a review on the Tourette to see how it all goes, if I can get the cameras out and it's not too much raining in Mulwala over the next couple of days. It's not so much a fish capture, but I'll try and get some a really good open review on the Tourette for the forward-facing sonar for you guys. And, hopefully next week I've got my PC sorted out, the insurance is paid out, I can get my new PC and get a guest on for you so I can actually rest my voice. So thank you all for watching tonight. It's very hard to do a solo show. I always love having the guests on, and it makes it easier on me. But thank you all for being interactive tonight. It made the night fly. That's me hour.